Hello, my name is Yanti, and as a dating coach, I hear this question all the time: why? So many women want to know why a man in their life suddenly fell back. They were getting to know him, he seemed like he was interested, and then suddenly his energy just started to fade, and it drives women crazy. Of course, they wonder, is it something that I did? Is he just a piece of crap who was setting me up this whole time? What is it? And I have to admit, I've been there. I used to always wonder why. And so I did the research, I talked to men, and I found out the top reasons why they fall back. Okay. Believe it or not every guy is just playing games. There are men who are genuinely interested in finding love, will meet a woman who they think is beautiful and say, hey, let me get to know her. And for very valid reasons, choose to fall back. So drop me a popcorn icon, a popcorn emoji in the comments if you are ready to go. I tried advertising this time a little bit that I was going to be going live. So hopefully you guys are ready. If you are not able to watch right now and you want to watch later, you can head to my story and click on the option to receive the link via YouTube. Otherwise, I'll just be posting the link in my story. But let's get started. I see Chris NY81. Hello, good to see you watching. Keep dropping those popcorn emojis. I keep saying icons, emojis, and let me know you're watching. Let me know you're ready. If you want to be a really generous friend, share this with your bestie who goes through this stuff with you, because at the end, there's going to be a live Q&A portion. You can drop your questions in the chat, and then I will answer them for you live here on the show. But if you don't watch it live, you're not going to submit your questions. So if you're very generous, just hit that button, hit the little share button. It looks like a paper airplane. You don't even have to leave the live stream, and your friends will appreciate that. Okay. All right. And welcome to those watching on YouTube. I'm live streaming on YouTube as well as Instagram. So Falake, shout out to you. I got my regulars on YouTube. And Allie Tater, good to see you. Caitlin Mack, hey girl. It's nice to have you guys here. Okay. Oh, by the way, y'all, just got back from vacation. It was wild. A lot of traveling all day yesterday. Wasn't supposed to be all day, but your girls is barely getting my voice back. So sorry for the raspiness, but I'm going to do my best to still give you guys goodness. Okay. Hey, Cam. We got Cam in the house. We got Tay. We got a lot of the regulars here. Okay. Without further ado, now this is about understanding the real dynamics that happen in dating that causes emotions cause men to lose interest. This isn't about bashing men. It's not about blaming women. It's just the reality. And one of the things I find so fascinating is, for me, if you remember, I started this out as a quest so I could find love. I had no offense being taken. I just wanted to know the truth, because the truth will set you free. And the more information that you have, the better chances you have at love. So I hope that you can listen with that lens, and take it all in and use this for your benefit. Okay. And men, you listening, you might feel validated, like, yes, this is exactly what I feel. I love a male cosign. So if you're a guy in the comments, say preach if I'm talking good. Okay. Kenny Peoples, good to see you. Thank you so much. He just became a patron. I appreciate you. Tay said, I was wondering where you were. Yeah, child. I was in the Bahamas. Okay, not evangelistic. Evangelist Yasi. Okay. All right. And pardon me, y'all. I have to look down for my Instagram comments because the platform I'm using to stream doesn't yet allow Instagram comments. So I can see the YouTube comments, but I have to keep looking down at my phone for the Instagram comments. All right. So I did the work, y'all. I am putting the little titles up so you guys can follow along. So the very first reason that men lose interest in women is that she was more into the idea of a relationship than him. And I can say I have been there. And it's not something that makes you a bad person. It's something that happens to women a lot. We're so excited for the idea of the relationship, because for women, relationship means security. And I don't just mean financial. Of course, we go straight to financial a lot of times, or men will do that, but it's everything. We have someone to carry heavy bags for us. We have somebody who can help us create a family, right? Our legacy will be secure. Financially, we have support. Physically, we can be protected. There are almost no downsides to relationships, except for maybe, the emotional frustration if you feel like you have a, a man child maybe or something like that. But for the most part, women benefit from relationships. So women are raised to be excited for them, to look for them. And what happens if you don't realize it is you will have a whole dream. You'll have a dream of the wedding because we're as feminine. Feminine is about creating. Feminine is about imagining. We manifest, we could see in our mind's eye what's not physically there yet. And that's okay because we go, this is what I want. And then we make it happen. We create as feminine, okay? And so we imagine this beautiful house, the white picket fence. There's a dog. Maybe you know exactly what kind of dog. He's going to be a peanut butter poodle and, toy poodle. We're going to have 3 kids. It's going to be a boy and 2 girls. And we're like, we imagine the whole thing. It's very real. We probably have a Pinterest board with our wedding dress. So what happens is we go, all that's missing is a what? Put it in the comments. All that's missing is a groom. And it's like the cake toppers. I use the cake topper analogy. You've got the wedding cake, you got the whole wedding, you got your little bride one up there, and you just need that groom cake topper. But in a cake topper situation, that's fine because it's an inanimate object. But in real life, this is a human being with feelings and emotions. And men don't want to feel like they're just checking you off your list, checking things off your list. I got the career. I got my body the way I want. I got my finances in order. I even got my house. I got my dream car. Now I just need a man. Oh, he'll do. And this is what number 1 is. He'll do energy is what they don't like. All right, I got my first male cosign. Big man said true statement, okay? They don't want to feel like he'll do. And if you're not careful, if you're not honest with yourself, if you don't really reflect, you won't even know that you have this energy. But guess what? There are going to be consequences for this energy because the men can pick it up. So I highly recommend watching this video, taking a moment. If you're taking notes, write this down and really asking yourself, do I subconsciously feel this way? Or maybe it's not subconscious. Maybe it's, you're very aware of it and that's fine. But really take a look and say, hey, is this kind of how I feel? And I'll give you a quick tip. Y'all, it's crazy. I'm like 3 days out and I still feel like I'm on the cruise ship. I'll give you a tip. If you're the type of person who rushes into relationships, okay, she moves very quickly, this might be you. If you are the one who is quickly going like, what are we? This might be you. Okay. There was one that just was in my head right now and I just lost it that fast. If you start falling in love very quickly, this is you. You're not very selective. You're just like, okay, I could make him work. You're trying to fit this man into this beautiful picture in your mind versus making sure he is who he is. And you'll be the type of person who a year down the line or maybe a marriage in, you're complaining and upset because he's XYZ, but everyone around you is like, girl, he's been XYZ since you met him. Okay. So what do men look for? Men look for women who are already talking about our kids and talking about moving in together on date number 2. He's just trying to see if there's a vibe and she's already over here, ready to sign up for a marriage certificate. Okay. She's ready to post him on Instagram after a weekend together, or she's worried about what he's doing with his Instagram a week later. Here's the big one. She uses language like, oh, I finally have a man, as opposed to, I met this incredible man named Paul. Okay. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? All right. Drop some hearts if you guys are following what I'm saying, if it's making sense. Men, if you are listening, give me a male cosign if you are agreeing. There's no point in me teaching women if I'm not accurately telling them what you guys feel. I forgot to put, my apologies. I forgot to put out of do not disturb on, so my phone just rang. Sorry, one second, guys. Let's see. She's going to be like, why did she immediately send me to voicemail? I never do that to her. Sorry, cousin. Okay, so quick notice, you guys. If you are enjoying this, I'm getting hearts. Okay, awesome. I have a bonus one. a bonus reason why men fall back. And if I get 5 badges, I'm going to give you guys that extra one. So let me know if this is something you guys are liking by hitting that badge. And I'm trying something new for the first time. I'm having to watch this from another account, so I won't be able to see. I'm not sure if I can see the badges on my end. So if someone drops a badge, let me know they dropped the badge, and I'll see if I can see it at the same time. Okay. Practicing doing this right now where we have the Instagram and the YouTube at the same time. So hopefully it works. Okay. All right. So if you want that 6th one, you got to drop a badge. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. Falake is following along. Good. All right. So let's get to number 2. Oh, actually, let me give you my quick little point that I want to give you I want to give you a little action item for each one. So the best thing you could do if you do catch yourself, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Just go, okay, this is what I'm doing wrong. Let me make some adjustments. The thing you want to do is slow down and get curious. Don't get excited, get curious. Can someone write that in the comments? Curious over excited. Okay, curiosity over excitement. If you get excited, you get just too caught up in what it could be. If you're curious, you're going to explore and find out what actually is. So curiosity over excitement if somebody is willing to jot down some notes, okay? So slow down, get really curious about who this guy is, not who you want him to be. This is why, thank you, Falake, this is why it's so important in my group. We have exercises. There's actual printouts that you fill out after you get to meet a guy. If you just interact with him, you exchange numbers, whatever, there's a kind of a debrief that you fill out. And then after you go on a date, there's a debrief, because we as women, God bless us, but we can have our little head in the clouds. We get so excited. So it's important for us to document what we've learned so far and then see if it matches up with what we said that we really needed. Okay. All right. Let's get to number 2. The second reason that men fall back in dating, the second reason is she gave too much too soon. Now, this is where women struggle, because a lot of times we think about dating through our eyes. This is what I would want. I would want out the gate this, and this. I would want the pace to be like this. I would appreciate this gesture. I wouldn't appreciate that gesture. But I invite you to look down, see what is not between your legs. You are a different gender, okay? You're different than men. You are not the same. Anatomically, emotionally, mentally, yes, we have some things in common, but we are very, very different with how we fall in love. Masculine falls in love in one way, and feminine falls in love in a very different way. This is why men have to learn women. And the men who try to date women like they would want to be treated, we immediately eliminate them. We're like, ew, we got the ick. That was creepy. That was gross, right? So if men dated men the way they would want to be dated, they would probably immediately start talking about sex. They'd be sending unsolicited, what pics. Okay. They'd be like, let's just come over and smash first, see if we have anything, and then I'll get to know you later. Right. That wouldn't work for you, because you're not a man. You're not a masculine. You're not, majority masculine. And I'm sorry, guys, for stereotyping, but there's a lot of truth in that. Okay. You're a woman. So here's what you need to know about men. And y'all, I said in 2025, I'm going to give you guys a lot more tea. I have been hoarding this stuff in my course. I don't get into a lot of the how to fix it in my stuff. That's free. So I'm being very generous this year. Tell your friends, this is the year to scoop it up, collect it. Okay. My students who are watching, I see some of you guys in here, I be holding back the gems. Okay. So here's what masculine men value. They value what they had to work for. Let's think about this. What do men love to play? Video games. My guy is obsessed with Candy Crush. He's obsessed. And guess what he loves the feeling of? Achievement. I reached this level. I didn't even know they had that many levels in the game. He is determined, not because it's so satisfying the actual playtime, but the satisfaction of defeating that next level and getting the recognition by his rank going up. Masculine men love a challenge, but they value what they had to work to get through. Okay. So if something comes too easily, they will take it for granted or they will think that it's not valuable. Now you might say, Yancy, I don't believe you. I don't think that's true. Let's think about this. If you went to go treat yourself to a beautiful diamond necklace or some earrings, you said, I've worked so hard. I'm not going to wait till I have a man to buy me some nice jewelry. I'm going to reward myself. I got a nice check this month and I'm going to buy myself a beautiful, beautiful diamond necklace. So you go into the nicest jewelry store you could find and you see sitting up on the counter there's a little display like you see at a Claire's, right? And it's a little rotating thing and it's sitting up on top. And this necklace is hanging from this display. And the necklace says it's $12.75. And the jeweler says it's 4 carats. It's a 4 carat pendant. It's it's pure. It has the utmost purity and it's white gold. The chain is white gold and it's $12.75. And you're like, maybe I heard wrong. Maybe it's a 1,275. Maybe it's 1,075. He says, no, 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 it's $12.75. Drop me a comment. What would you think? What would you think about that necklace? You'd be a little scared, right? But imagine it really was because you're in the story, so you know the truth. It's actually a 4 carat diamond with total purity and it's white gold, right? You know this because I'm telling you the story. Exactly. Hello, Gorgeous said you'd think it was fake. Why? Because of how reckless they're being with it. The fact that they have it sitting up on top of the counter, they have it where anybody could grab it. You usually have to take a key, open it, pull it up, put it on top. You're very cautious with it. Why do they go through all of these extra steps that they don't do at Claire's? Sorry, Claire's, I'm not trying to trash you guys. But Claire's like little kid stuff. They go through all these steps because it's so valuable. It's so valuable. Chris NY says, you think it was on sale. That's beyond on sale, right? They may as well just give it away at that price. But you wouldn't value it. And even if somehow you were like, okay, I'll pay the $12, you would low-key wonder if it was real. And you'd probably take it to an appraiser and see if you even felt like giving it your $12. Okay. I guess to make it more realistic would be like if they said it was $200, you might be a little bit worried to drop 200 if it on a fake, but you get what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with men. If they show up and all they had to do was smile in your face and you're ready to just basically commit to him, give him your body, give him all your time and your energy and your resources, he's going to be like, this is too easy. It's a trap. Or what's wrong with her? Or she must be like this to everybody, which means I'm not special, which means she's not discerning, which means she's not special, which means I don't want her. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? I promise you there are not a lot of people online talking about this stuff. I'm keeping it buck. These are not tricks and tips to get a man's attention. These are real principles that will set you free if you really understand them. Okay, so we're on number 2, real reasons that men fall back. So men of value, we're not talking about trash men, guys who are just players, they're out in their whole face. These are men who are genuinely looking for wives. They want to settle down. They want to create a legacy. And they see a beautiful woman and they experience this. They say, I'm going to throw her back. Look like a big fish. I'm going to throw her back. Okay. Hello, Gorgeous said, yes, great content. Okay, good, good, good. See, I can't see your faces, so I don't know if y'all are like into it or not. So you have to leave comments and reactions so I can know. Okay, perfect. Y'all say you followed on YouTube. Perfect. So what are some examples of a woman being, available too soon or giving him access too soon? Every time he texts her, whether it's last minute, she cancels her plans. Okay. He's like, hey, what are you into? Da, 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 da. Now, I'm never bashing spontaneity, right? But there's a difference between having a proven cadence with somebody and a track record and then throwing in a spontaneous activity versus every time you reach out, it is last minute. Ladies, if a man really wants to see you, he's going to make sure he guarantees that you're free. And what do you do to make sure someone's free? You hit him up as early as possible. If you know Beyonce's coming to town, you don't wait till the Friday before her Saturday concert to get a ticket because you're like, she might be sold out. You wait until the tickets go on sale and sign up, right? If you're a sneakerhead and you know a new shoes are about to drop, you might not even go to bed. You got the countdown ticker waiting until the thing goes live, right? So how does that translate to dating? He's not going to wait till Friday or Saturday to ask you out on a weekend date. He's going to hit you up earlier in the week. Hey, I want to have dinner with you for Saturday. Are you going to be free this Saturday? But this woman, anytime he hits her up, she's free. And when they start hanging out, she starts immediately doing wifey stuff. She's cooking for him, right? He's counting on, I don't think it's bad to cook a meal when you're dating someone, but cooking for him. He's not expecting to eat unless you're cooking, right? You're cooking for him. You're running errands for him. You are being the support system to him that's on a level that you should be in a committed relationship or married. You are this emotional support system for him, and it's only been 2 dates. You don't even hardly know this man's last name, and you are showing up with beautiful wifey energy. Save that energy, okay? She said, I agree. I was on a date with an intentional guy recently, and a not so intentional guy called, texted me as soon as he saw my story to see what I was doing. Right. They're just opportunists. They're not really interested in you. Another thing is that she thinks that, oh, if I sleep with him real quickly, it's going to create a bond. But, you're just going to be the one bonded with him. He doesn't have a deeper investment, so he's not going to be attached. So what can you learn from this one? It's beautiful to be generous, ladies. We naturally want to be generous when we feel loved and all that, but the pace matters. Pace yourself. Don't just immediately give all the beautiful things you have to give. You must create a space where a man earns access to you. Okay? This is all very subtle. I teach you exactly how to do it with each interaction, with each day that goes by, with each conversation. I teach you in my course, the dating manual, how to do this. So if you're hearing this and you're like, it makes sense, but how do I execute? Sign up to get more information. Just DM me the word June and I'll send you the information for my course. We're starting the next group in June. Okay. Had to take a little break, y'all, because it's a lot. So we're going to push the next one till June. Okay. The number 3 reason why a guy is going to back off who is really interested in a woman, like he's actually showing up and wants to meet someone, is the woman was performative and not authentic. Interesting enough, this is something that Monte said to me very early on. He said, one of the reasons why you stood out to me is that I could tell you weren't trying to say things that would be what I would want to hear, because they know, just like we know as women, like we know what men want to hear. And we could tell when a guy's kind of gassing us up. He's like, I could tell. And I went so far as to say that I didn't want a relationship with him because of certain things that I saw. I was like, I don't think we're aligned. And he loved that because that showed that I was being authentic. Nobody wants to start dating a mask. They want to date the real you. They want to get to know the real you. If he's showing up in a healthy way, curious about you, he actually wants to know you, not a version of you that he you think he wants. This is oftentimes the reason why women try to act like they're cool. I don't need labels. It's no big deal. We've been hanging out for a year and 7 weeks. No big deal. No one's counting. It's okay. He's not into labels. He just wants to see where things are going. We're just vibing out. We're keeping it wavy. No biggie. I don't need title. You don't believe that, girl. You don't believe that at all. That's a whole lie. But why you're doing this? You're doing this because you're scared that if you say, this is what it costs to date me, he's not going to want to date me. You're scared that if you say, this is how tall you got to be to ride this ride, he's not going to be tall enough. But guess what? That's how you end up in situations that are not right for you. And then you are stressed out. You are crying. You are calling your friends. You are scheduling therapy sessions with your chat GPT, or maybe you have a real therapist. You will be stressed out searching the internet for videos on how to make my guy show up in ways that make me feel loved, how to, cope with an avoidant man. You are not going to like it. Yes, he's in your life. He's in your orbit. He has access to your body and he contacts you on a somewhat regular basis, but you don't feel good. Stop being okay with a man being in your life, kind of ish, circling your orbit, and start demanding that a man shows up like a man. Right? Yes, that little bass in your voice. Demand that a man show up. But guess what? You can't demand that he shows up like a real one if you don't even have, you haven't defined what a real one is. And when I say a real man, not what the internet says. A real man would no, because you might have a different version of what a real man is than the internet. You might have, I want to share the bills with a man. I don't want to have a guy, I don't want to be completely financially independent on him. Or you know what? I don't want to do all the cooking. I don't really want to be traditional. You get to make your own rules. You decide what works for you, and then that's a person is qualified to date you. But if you haven't done the work to know what you want, what a real man is for you, you don't have anything to compare it to. Again, in my course, we get really clear. Week 1. If you're not clear, you will just accept anything. You buy a house, you should know if you want a 2-story or 1. Do you want to be dealing with the stairs? Or are you okay with the stairs and you don't want people all walking around and the first floor, they can access everything? Do you want to be in a good school district or not? Maybe you don't want to have kids. Maybe your kids are older. Do you want a pool or not? Do you want to have a gardener because you got lawn, you got to take care of your lawn, or do you have to keep up with the lawn? Or would you rather have a condo where there's no grass? Like, you need to know what you need before you even start looking. Am I making sense? Okay. She said clear as day. Hey, boo. Yes. Crystal clear. It should be like saran wrap. Like, you should clear. Okay. What else does she do? If you're checking to see, like, hey, am I showing up in a way where I'm performative and not authentic? Second tip, you hide what you actually like so you don't seem needy. I don't want to seem thirsty, so I don't want to let him know that I miss him when he goes 3 days without talking. Goodbye, good day, bare minimum. Bare minimum. I pulled the men on my men's page and said, if you really like a woman, here I said, if you really, actually, truly like a woman, not if you think she's pretty, if you really like a woman, AKA interested in her, want to get to know her, are seriously considering dating her. Am I making myself clear? If, this is the condition, if then, if you are feeling this way, how often do you want to talk to her? They said daily. Not many polls have 100% unanimous, responses. 100%. It was not 1 to 99%. 100%. Why? Men are protective. At the very least, they want to know you're alive. Come on, y'all. Like, I'm giving you the cheat code right now. 2025 is the year. I'm being way more generous with my content. Understand, okay? Men, at the very least, want to protect you and make sure you're okay. God forbid they call you, hey, how was your day? And you're like, my car broke down. I'm stranded on the side of the road. They're going to superhero mode activate, right? At the very least. I haven't even gotten into like they want to hear your voice and kiki and like hold the phone cord, the landline, and twirl around their finger like a high schooler, right? I haven't gotten into that. At the least, they just want to make sure you're okay. I wish a man would go 3 days and try to make me think he likes me. Good day, sir. Okay. Can I get an in the comments? If you are following me, ladies, men, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do that. Okay. You can give me a thumbs up, sir. With the bass. Yes. All right. Can I get an in the comments if y'all are following along? So you got to be able to speak up. Now, there's a way to speak up that doesn't sound demanding and it doesn't sound bossy, because masculine men also don't want to be bossed around, right? They want to be able to forge their own way. They never want to be told what to do. So there's a way to do it. Ladies, I can't tell that publicly. I can't let those secrets out. Okay. Thank you for the If you're wondering how to spell that, it's OKURRRRRRR. Okay. I'm having too much fun with y'all today. It's been too long since I've gone live. Okay, so stop worrying about seeming needy. If you want to know how to express your needs without seeming needy, again, hit me up. Hit me with the word June. I'll give you the information on how to set up a discovery call to see if my class is a good fit for you. Or you can just head on over to Instagram on my bio and click the dating manual and set up a discovery call all on your own. Who wants to wait for me to respond to a DM, right? Okay. Next thing, she agrees with everything just to seem agreeable. Okay. Even if she doesn't mean it. So if he's like, oh, are you willing to drive to me? It's an hour. Can you drive to me? Oh, and I know I called you last minute, but can you drive to me? And you're like, I don't want to drive an hour, but you're like, because you don't know if he's going to invite you out again. Or he says, hey, can you come? Let's hang out at my house. And you actually want to meet in public. You don't want to go to his house. You're a little creeped out, but you're like, because you don't want him to think that you're a prude or that you're whatever, not agreeable, and he might not ask you out again. And then what happens? He ends up doing something you're not comfortable with. He starts to come on to you physically and you're not comfortable with it. And everything inside of you is screaming, no, 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 no. I don't like this. I'm not comfortable. I'm not ready for this. I'm not consenting. But you don't open your mouth and say it. Why? Because you're trying to be agreeable. This gets deep. You see where I'm going? It can get really, really dark. This is not one to play with. Speak up, be authentic. There's a reason why God created this gut instinct in us and this intuition in us that if we get the ick for all the right reasons, right? Our spidey senses start tingling, listen to it and express it. A masculine man who is authentic and genuine and kind, he is never, ever going to want to give you the ick. You hear me? If there are men watching, are there any men left watching? Tell me I'm lying. Please call me out if I'm lying. The number one thing that men are scared about, and they hate the word scared, number one thing that men are cautious about, apprehensive about, and don't want to ever have is to be seen as a creep. Like that is so shameful. It's almost like women feeling like they're desperate. They never want to come across as desperate. Men never want to come across as creepy. Men who have good intentions never want to come across as creepy. I had to like force my way. They don't even want it if they had to force themselves, right? Like genuine men. So don't even worry about being creepy. You can let them know in a respectful way. I'm not comfortable, whatever. And again, I'll tell you exactly how to do that in my course. So understand that a man is not going to bond with this fake version of you. He doesn't want to fall in love with your representative. He wants to build a connection with you. He's not looking for perfection. Okay. And that should be such a relief. Like I can be myself. I don't have to be perfect. Okay. All right. By the way, like I said, I can't see if anyone bought any badges on because I'm watching it from a different account to see. So if anyone has, let me know if I've missed it, as I always give love. And if I get 5 badges, as I show below, I will do the 6th one. Otherwise, you guys can take my course and get all of the tea. All right. We are on number 4. These are the top reasons why men fall back. Men who are serious, right? In this case, falling back. If a woman comes off as very negative, oh my God, everything is a problem. She's complaining about the wait stuff. Oh my God, it's so hot in here. Oh, why do they seat us here? Oh, you didn't tell me we're going to be walking this far. Oh my God, I can't believe you thought that ice cream was an appropriate date for the first date. Right? She's really negative. Or maybe she's not complaining about him to him or the situation. Oh, she said, thank you for telling us that. So good to know when I'm using when I am using a streaming, you can't do that. Okay. So here's what I'll do. I will still give you guys an opportunity. Okay. We're going to go old school and do Cash App. All right. Cause I say, if you're preaching, get that offering. Okay. So I'm going to put my info right here. Give me 1 second, y'all. This is what happens when we're live. Okay. I'm going to switch it over to Cash App, and you could do whatever little amount, and I don't care. Any amount qualifies. Okay. You could do $1, $5, $10. I don't care. But if I get 5 separate Cash Apps, then I will do the bonus one. Okay. And I'm going to do extra Q&A at the end. Okay. So I'll do 5 Cash App tips, and then it's pay. Y'all, I got my nails done. I forgot my camera's not there. I got my nails done and I cannot type now. It's driving me nuts. Okay. So let me go ahead and do this. All right. Perfect. All right. So if 5 Cash Apps come in, then I'm going to go ahead and do that. We are almost to the end, so you're going to have to hurry. But thank you for letting me know, hello, gorgeous, that there is no option to buy a badge. I like that name because you got to say gorgeous every time. Very smart lady. All right. So we're on number 5. So she's either anxious is negative and anxious. Um, this, by the way, if you're worried about leaving, I should say this, to do a Cash App and come back, this is going to be recorded on YouTube. It's actually being recorded right now. So you can instantaneously go back and watch it. So if you're worried, if you're like me, worried about missing something, don't worry. You can go back and watch those 15 seconds and catch up. Okay. It'll be worth it because I'll be sticking around for the dating Q&A at the end. All right. Perfect. We already got the first one. Thank you, Lindsay. Okay, she did a $5 for the live stream. Thank you, love. She's so sweet. She's so sweet. Thank you. Okay. Anxious, really anxious, right? You can tell if she has energy where it's like, oh my God, is he gonna pick me? Oh my God, I hope he picks me. Oh my God, I hope he picks me. That energy comes through your pores like a body odor. Like if you eat garlic and onion and all that, it just kind of permeates through your skin. Okay. Or if you've ever eaten something that's kind of on your lip, you can kind of smell it a little bit later, right? It permeates. So if you have this energy where you're just, oh my God, I hope I be picked. That means you put men on a pedestal and you are hoping that they see your value as opposed to you being either eye to eye and like, I want us to choose each other because we are both aligned, or dare say you could put yourself in a position of a prize and say, I'm going to see who approaches the bench effectively. Okay. I'm going to see. And this is the thing. There's so many talks about like, oh, who's the prize? Is the man? Is it the woman? I normally wouldn't say this publicly, but I'm going to say this. Go off of what men do, not what they say. They do the same thing with us. Okay. Oh, Candace did $5. Thank you, Candace. All right. We got 2 out of 3. Okay. When you do it right, I got to be careful how I say this. When you do it right, when you are mentally positioned as being here, and it's not about being above him, it's just putting yourself where you're supposed to be. When you put yourself in a position, oh, thank you, Lakeisha. Lakeisha got number 3. Y'all ain't playing around. We got 3. We're 3 out of 5. We're almost there. Y'all want to hang out. I like this. We're going to hang out. When men have to earn, remember he said when men have to earn, they have to work, they value it. And men like to feel like they're getting somebody who is high up there. Women are born at the top of the mountain, right? So you don't have to climb up there and get there. They're born at the top of the mountain. They just want you to stay up there. Thank you, God, for this. Okay. Women are born at the top of the mountain, but you lower yourself down by being anxious. You lower yourself down to the valley by, being with any man who shows up and not having standards. You lower yourself by letting any guy get your time, even though he didn't earn it, right? So it's not that you're trying to put yourself above. It's that he just wants you, mama, stay up there. He's like, dear God, when I get to the age where I'm marriage, age, please let me find a woman who stays at the top of the mountain. Please. Okay. Oh, thank you. Hello, gorgeous. She said she's Lakeisha. Thank you, Lakeisha. They just want you to stay at the top of the mountain. Stay up there. Keep your purity. Keep your innocent mind. Keep your hope. Don't be jaded and burnt out. Okay. So you're actually doing men a favor when you recognize that you're on the top of the mountain. When you recognize this, there's an air about you that's not snobby. It's this awareness. It's this self-pride. It's a dignity. It's not a what you gonna do to impress me. That's inauthentic, right? That's like you're trying to come across this way. When you really are up there, you don't have to be nasty with it, right? Like you don't have to, because you just understand this is what I am. It's like new money versus old money. Old money is like, I got this. New money is like, I got to tell everybody what I got and show pictures on Instagram. Okay. So not to be so long with, are you guys getting what I'm saying? Oh, I like the hearts. That means you're getting what I'm saying. Mama, stay at the top of the mountain and don't give men access until they climb to the top of the mountain. Men achieve. That's how they're wired. They are wired to value what they have to achieve. And if they didn't have to get up to the top of the mountain to get you, they just bumped into you in the valley. You're going to be mattress food. They're not going to value you. They want to take you home to bed, not take you home to mama. Am I explaining this in a way that I understand? By the way, if there's somebody on here who's watching me for the first time, comment newbie. I want to shout out anyone who's a newbie who've never caught a live stream before. comment newbie so I can give you some love. If you're an OG, represent. I'm an OG. You caught more than one live. Okay. All right. So she's really anxious. And another thing that is a turnoff is that she's hard to please. Like no matter what he does. Oh my God, I took her on an ice cream date because I thought it was really cute. This is a brand new spot and they have this cool little thing. And I want to take her for a walk and really get to know her. And it wasn't good enough. Okay. She says, so true. I've committed myself to purity before marriage, even after having 2 children. It's a game changer for dating, and I set the tone in a kind way. I love that. I love it. Okay. So men always want peace. Not saying their life is not peaceful when you come. They don't want someone. I feel like instead of saying men want peace, they should say they don't want you to disrupt their peace. So if you come into their life like a Tasmanian devil and now there is just chaos and stress, he is going to get off the ship. Okay? You see where my mind's at for my cruise. He's going to want to exit stage left. Like she's gorgeous, she's beautiful, she got a big old booty. I'm not going to take her seriously. And if he's a low vibrational man, he's going to just slide you on into the friends with benefits category. He can be like, I ain't wasting all this big old booty, right? An ethical man is going to say, I'm not just going to run through women to get laid. I'm going to either date them or not deal with them at all. Okay. That's a high vibrational man. Look out for them. Kudos to them. Salute to those brothers. But other men will go, I started out actually, seeing if you could audition for the role of wifey, but not, I'm going to slide you on into mattress food. Okay. And if that happens, oof. And you should know if you're in a mattress food category, ladies, you should know it. It's very easy to see. If it's not easy to see, you need to sign up for my course because I give you all the tips that a man only sees you as mattress food. It is so obvious. And once you get it, you're like, how did I ever get bamboozled? That's easy. They follow a script. It is there. They don't detour from the script at all. At all. There's no reason you should ever be mattress food thinking that you're on your way to being wifey. Okay. All right. So let's get some examples. Being negative. You spend the date or the phone call talking about your doggone ex. My ex was a narcissist. I don't know why she's from the South. He was a narcissist and he was so cheap and he just, was always in and out of jail. Who wants to talk about that on a date? Right? Like, whoop. Plus, it makes you look bad that you were with someone like that, but that's for another conversation. All right. Don't talk about how bad your exes were. Especially if you take no accountability. Again, that's for another conversation. Let me keep it moving on. Okay. Self-deprecation. Okay. This is all under this all negative energy, negative vibes, self-deprecating. Oh, I'm such a mess. Oh my God, I'm in therapy right now because of my narcissistic ex. And I don't even know why people date me. I'm just, oh my God. And he compliments you and you're like, oh, thank God for Spanx because, oh, my body is so out of shape, but I'm going to get it together. Stop. Men date women that make them feel good. They want to feel the feels. If you are messing with their vibe and they don't get to have this, you're out of there because you're not paying their bills. You're not protecting them. They're looking for this. And if you're not a vibe, he's going to slide you to the side or he's going to try to feed you to the mattress. Are you seeing this pattern here, ladies? Okay. Again, you guys see the ticker. I will give the bonus example, the bonus tip, the bonus reason they fall back. 2 more. We just need 2 more tips. Cash App, Payancy. This is being recorded live on YouTube. Those of you watching on YouTube, it's on YouTube. So you can immediately watch it if you want to go back and you missed something. Oh, my bad. I forgot that I can get tips on YouTube live. I forgot to check y'all. Lynette just did another one on YouTube. Oh, she did $10. Lynette came off them coins. Thank you, Lynette. All right, so we only have 1 more tip left. And then, of course, you can keep tipping if you want to. Let me not stop you from getting your blessings. But we are 1 away from what I've committed to. If I get 5, I'll do the extra one. And we'll stick around for a Q&A, okay? So understand that men are very good at what she starts off with is what I'm signing up for. Men get with women praying that they will never change. Say it again. Men get with women praying, God, please, she's perfect right now. that she'll never change. Or I can deal with this level of BS. Just please let it keep this level of BS. I can live with this level of BS. That's more accurate, right? That's what men do. And men get with men, praying to God, oh, please let him change. He's only here, but I hope he can be here. Oh, we got some putty we can work with. I could turn him into something. Do you see the difference? So we need to take some tips from them. We'd be way better off if we all did this. Okay. Lynette said, I can't see the badge on my end. So badges are for Instagram, but because I'm using a streaming software to go live on both platforms, you can't do the badges. So it's actually good. You're good because you could see it within your app how to do a tip. But Instagram girlies couldn't. And so I had to give them the Cash App information. So you're totally good. It all worked out. Thank you. So if a man sees that you're bringing drama early on, he's going to assume you're going to consistently bring drama early on. Okay. So you want to be positive, not being fake, but you want to actually just be a positive person, which is, again, in my course, why I start out with making sure you are mentally prepared. When you are in this beautiful feminine space full of love and radiance and creativity and all these beautiful things that God designed you to be, you are like a beautiful fragrance that draws men in. You ever had someone walk by and you're like, oh, or you smell fresh baked cookies or some bacon downstairs. You're like, ooh, it draws you in. That's how men are drawn to us, by our energy, not because we have a degree or 15 degrees, not because of our job, not because of our credit, although it's a positive thing, not because of, what kind of car we drive or we have real estate. It's our energy first and foremost. If I add her to my equation, am I gonna net peace? If I add her to my equation, am I gonna be stressed out? Okay. So be positive. We're on number 5. If we finish with number 5 and we don't get a 5th tip, that's hard to say back to back, then we will end at 5. If we do get the 5th tip, we will add in 6 and then move into our Q&A. Okay. So girlies on Instagram, you can send any amount of gift on Cash App. I realize if I get 5 Cash App tips, someone probably thought I meant 5, or you guys just happen to get 5. I don't know. But everyone's been giving 5, 5, 5. But you can give whatever amount you want. It counts as a tip. And then I will move forward. If you're on YouTube, you're welcome to do a super chat. You guys know how to do it. It's your veterans on my YouTube show. Okay. Number 5, the chase ended and there was nothing deeper. Okay. So there was this attraction and that's all it was. It was just a chemical thing. There really wasn't a connection. Here's what happens. Now, this is not a guy who's, wasting your time. He's genuinely interested, right? But sometimes he can meet a woman and he's a real bore. Like he'd rather watch paint dry than talk to her. She's expecting him to do all the heavy lifting, which again is why I teach women how to be vibrant and and have high energy and be all the things that are very attractive to men. The reason why a lot of times women are bored is because they're so stuck in their head. They're so focused on trying to be appealing that Lindsay's like, I'm doubling down. I'm gonna send you a second one. She said, we want more. So cute. Y'all better thank Lindsay. Okay, she's on Instagram's Genuine Lynn. She did too, so we hit that 5. All right. So if y'all liking this, you send a little blessing because Instagram does not pay me. They just make me do live streams for free. They ain't TikTok. Okay, YouTube same way. You gotta have like 50,000 views to get a tip on YouTube. But if y'all are liking it, feel free to tip your server. Thank you, Lindsay. But yeah, a lot of women are so in their head. They're so focused on, oh my God, I hope he picks me, that they become anxious. And when they become anxious, they're overly in their head, and they're overly in their head. They forget how to show up in real time. So it's this, unfortunately, self-fulfilling prophecy. They're so worried about getting picked. They don't get picked because they're so worried about being picked. Make it make sense? Okay. So he realizes she's just about looks. It's just, there's nothing more there. And a lot of times there are women who they've been hurt, so they put up walls. So they're relying on sex appeal to try to attach to a man, and they can't get vulnerable. They can't bond emotionally. So he's like trying to dig to go below the surface, and she's just staying on the surface. Okay. For those of you who are just tuning in, hey, I didn't see anyone with the OG or newbie status. Let me know your status, y'all. Okay. There's about 30 of you on. Are you OG? You've seen more than one live stream. This is not your first rodeo of mine. And the newbie is it's your very first time. I want to give you guys some love. Okay. But yeah, she was cute. She had a nice big booty, but that's it. And then, here's the thing. A man wants to be okay. So, we got some OGs. Kirikou, I think she's an OG. Chris in New York is the OG. It's Nurse Peters. I recognize that name. She's the OG. Creative. Why do I always struggle with your name? Creative G E Marks. She's definitely an OG. Let me know on YouTube, y'all. Okay. If a man doesn't find you interesting, if you're not like a layer that he gets to peel back, oh, there's more. Oh, wait, there's more. Oh, wait, there's more. He can lose interest. So I'm teaching you these things because these are what men are looking for. These are the things that men are looking for to be able to be inspired to commit. Women say, men don't commit anymore. No, honey, they just don't commit to you. I'm not trying to be shady, although I'm being kind of silly. Derek Taylor is an OG. Nice. And I just have you. There are plenty of men. You open up your Instagram, so many proposal videos, even videos of the guys being like, will you go together? And they're like lavish proposals to be a girlfriend, right? They are asking, but they're asking the girlies that are making them feel something. So I'm not saying this to make you feel bad. I'm giving you hope that it's not as bleak as you think. There are things that you could do to adjust to get his attention. And before I lose the girls who say, oh my God, you're just telling us what we're doing wrong and what we need to do to change. What about them? Honey, it's already happening. The men who are not learning about women, they are incels. You know what incels mean? Involuntarily celibate. Okay. And of course, that's a funny word talking about sex, but I mean, they're not in relationships. 37%, I think it was 37% of men have never been in a relationship. They took a crazy poll. Don't quote me on that stat. I might be wrong. There is an overwhelming number of men who are not able to get in relationships. They can't get a woman to even look at them. Why? Because they haven't taken the time to learn women and what women find interesting. What are women drawn to? What makes a woman say yes? You can have one guy who has no love, and you have another guy who shows up and all the girlies are swarming him like a beehive because this guy figured it out. Now, is part of it looks? Yes. Obviously, we're humans who have eyeballs. Some people are born naturally very, very, very attractive, right? Nobody has to ask. Everyone just goes, yeah, universally, we agree they're attractive. That's why there are models and things like that. Because yes, that's a thing. However, you still have men who are gorgeous, who you get to know the guy and you're like, douchebag, no personality, lame, boring, right? I just had a client have that. She's getting to know a guy, very attractive, very wealthy, whatever. And she is like, oh my God. So it's not just the looks. And there are things that you can do if you're, you have more of a face for radio. There are things that you could do as a guy to still be appealing. Honey, look at all the men who are married who have a face that only a mother could love. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm trying to be honest because the truth will set you free. Okay? So please do not get into this little violin. Oh my God, she's telling us what we have to do. That's because you're my target audience. I talk to women. I don't have a desire to teach men. So I'm always going to be telling women what to do. I don't need to tell men what to do. If they want to know what to do, they can book a session with me. I'm not going to go out here and tell them the amazing things that I could tell them because a lot of them are a little bit sensitive and they say, I'm going to write her off just because she's a woman. So if a man wants to get coached by me, he's going to have to pay for it. I'm just being honest. I've been doing this for over a decade. And the men who have been coached, they are like, we got the cheat code, but they actually value what I have. So I say all this to say, don't get in your feelings. We pull on our big girl panties. My tribe is the BGP tribe, big girl panty tribe. We got the whoosh, big old mama jamas. Okay. These are like parachute sized panties. And we pull them suckers up under our armpits and we wear our big girl panties. When we wear our big girl panties, it allows us to put our emotions aside, tap into our masculine side. Yes, we have a masculine side. God gave it to us for our safety and our survival. Okay. We tap into our logical side and go, this doesn't feel good being corrected, but I need to wear them because I need to get a man. I want a man. And I'm going to do the things I need to do. Just like a trainer is going to tell me to do things that don't feel good. But the end result is that I look snatched. Okay. So come on, BGP tribe. Yes, Malake. She said BGP. She knows. She understands. A lot of my girlies have been here. Well, they understand the BGP tribe. Okay. And so you want to make sure that you are staying curious when you're meeting a guy. Okay, we're on the chase ended, nothing deeper. How to avoid this? Let the relationship build. Don't try to just give him everything all at once. There needs to be something that he builds to and just doesn't just go there. Okay. So number 6. Oh, this is funny. I actually forgot to put it on my but I could do it in real time. It's okay. I just can't see. All right, let me add number 6 here. Okay. Number 6, since you guys earned it, especially thanks to Lindsay. Celine said BGP. Yes, girl, we're the BGP tribe. He wasn't emotionally available to begin with. So all of the other ones all the 5 that I gave you are men who are genuinely showing up like, I want to find a wife. They're like, why aren't you married? Rodney. And he's like, I haven't found a wife yet. He's genuinely looking for a wife. But this guy, number 6, he wasn't emotionally available to begin with, meaning you could do everything right and he's not going to be ready. This is why it's so important for you to be clear on where you are and to have an abundance of self-love so that when you come across with, which this is a lot of men, this guy who isn't qualified to date you don't take it what? Personally. Because if you don't have self-love, if you don't have an awareness of what you are bringing to the table, I hate that phrase, right? But if you don't know your value, if you don't know why you're at the top of the mountain, you'll see a man who's stuck in the valley hollering up, hoo-doo-hoo, like, hey, and he's not, wanting to be with you. You're going to be confused instead of realizing, no, I'm not in a relationship with him because I'm at the top of the mountain and he can't get past the valley. He can only go up 200 feet. He's trying, but he can only go in. That's his problem. That's his problem, that he doesn't know how to climb to the top of the mountain. This ride you have to be this tall to ride this ride. And if someone's not tall enough, we don't doubt our value. We say, oh, he's just not qualified. And we don't get rude. We don't have to get nasty. We don't have to get vindictive. We don't come out of character. We just go, oh, bless his heart. Oh, he wasn't qualified. Okay. So it wasn't you in this situation. I'm all about women taking accountability and not blaming men for everything, but we're going to acknowledge that sometimes you could do everything right and they're just not available. She said you need a wristband. Absolutely. Absolutely. And maybe even a lanyard around your neck. Access denied without it. Okay. I don't like the channels and the pages that are just all about these types of things. Like, he didn't deserve you, queen. He didn't. Like, we know those men exist. But if you don't realize what you're doing to turn off the right guy, then all you're going to do is get really good at vetting the wrong guy. Or you might think you're vetting. You might think like, oh, I'm just vetting, or, this guy was a loser, or this guy was intimidated, or this guy was whatever. And he actually was a really qualified dude, but you had issues. So with love, I hope it comes across as love. With love, I want to tell you the things that you can work on, because that's the power. Doesn't feel good, but that's the power, because you're going to keep leveling up and you're going to keep being better, and you're going to be higher and higher on this mountain to get a better and better guy the more you work on yourself. Okay? So we are going to talk about this, but I just want you to understand the reason why I don't spend a lot of time on these type of ones, and I don't lead with them, and they're not going to be the majority. So this is a guy who just isn't in a place to receive love. It's not you. He'll say things like, I've really been hurt before. This chick I dated, she did a number on me. He's also going to say things like, I don't want anything serious. I just want to go with the flow. And remember, the girlie who doesn't know who she is and whose she is. Come on, child of the king. She's going to try to prove that she's different. Oh yeah, he didn't want a relationship until he met me. Baby girl, no man who is looking for a wife, no man who is, I should say open, because I don't really walk around looking. No man who is open to a wife is ever going to lead with, I don't want anything serious. He's going to say, if I meet the right person, I'm trying to put a ring on it. Okay? He's never going to say, I'm not into titles, although he wants that title at work. I'm not into titles, but he wants the title on his car and his house. Don't get me started. I felt a smack in my spirit coming up. Sorry. How can you know if this guy is emotionally unavailable? He only shows up when he feels like it, not when she needs support. So if he doesn't feel like he needs to talk to you for 3 days, he's not going to show up and talk to you for 3 days. If he doesn't want to deal with seeing you, he doesn't want to be in your presence, he's not going to ask to see you for 3 weeks. He's only going to pop up when his first string is busy, or he just wants a little new piece of action for tonight. I told you, men give you the signs. Bless their heart. Thank God that God didn't make them like super crafty. Who does that gender sound like? Super crafty, manipulative, in it for the long game, dropping little pieces to. No, they don't do that. They're like, oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay. It's like that story, the Little Red Riding Hood. Am I hungry? I'm talking about Robin. Little Red Riding Hood. You ever watch those cartoons or read the book with the pictures? They're like, she's like, oh, grandma. And all the wolf did was put the bonnet on and put the dress on. You could fully see the fur. You could see, and she's like, what big teeth do you have? Like, come on, if that's not a metaphor for what happens. The men are like the sheep. Like, if you could be fooled by a whole animal who can't even speak English, who probably stinks like he's been out in the wilderness. He got big old fangs. He's like growling, okay? He can't even stand on 2 feet. He's like on all fours, but he put a bonnet on and a nightgown and stood at the door of your grandma's house. If you're bamboozled by that, God bless you, okay? But no shade. Maybe you weren't taught. Let me backtrack. No shade. Maybe you weren't taught. Let me not speak from a place of privilege. Let me not. I'm a rich. I told you, I have a conscience. I don't know if I would have seen him so obvious if I didn't grow up with my daddy. Okay. He taught me like I was taking a master's degree. Then I got my brothers. Then I got my 40 uncles. I was trained. So if you don't know the signs to look for, come to my class. Baby girl, if you go through my course, you have no excuse for not knowing the signs. It is so obvious, just like the wolf with Little Red Riding Hood. Okay? Here's another sign. You want to become emotionally intimate. You want to start talking about heavier things, and he's going to withdraw. He's going to change the subject. He's going to hit you less and less. Okay? Here's what I want you to do. Put your hand on your heart if you're listening. Well, if you're holding your phone, you might have to set it down or just hold with one hand, okay? You have a beautiful heart inside of you that is nurturing. That is a beautiful, healthy, feminine part of you. And you want to love. But you also have a masculine side of you, your logical brain. This is meant to guide, protect you, okay? Protect yourself and you love. You give it beautiful energy. You need your logical brain to say, I cannot outlove someone's trauma. Okay? I can't outlove their trauma. This is what therapists are for. It is not your job to outlove their trauma. It is not your job to outlove their addictions. It is not your job to outlove their abuse. It is not your job to outlove their emotional neglect and avoidant tendencies. Do you hear me? It is not your job, and you are not a bad person for walking away from what is not healthy. And again, if you're not in a healthy space, you can't recognize what's not healthy, what's unhealthy. Okay? Healthy recognizes healthy. So corny. Okay? Availability isn't just about time. It's about being ready. When a man gets in a relationship, there's a lot of compromising he has to do. There's a lot of growing up that he has to do. There's a lot of responsibility that he has to take on. there's a lot of freedom that he loses. We're going to be doing a video very soon about what it's like on the man side. If you saw from the beginning of this video, I told you what it's like on the girly side. It's all like, yay, I'm going to get to wear a white dress and have kids and make homemade cookies and not have to worry about bills and be in my feminine and walk around like, la, 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 right? I talked about the girl side. The boy side is very different. It's kind of sad, honestly. Like as a girl, I feel like it's kind of sad. But I mean, they get a lot of stuff out of it too. But if you understand this, you realize that a man has to be ready. It's more than him just seeing that you're pretty and you got a big old booty and you got a little waist. If y'all are older, you know what I'm saying. Round thing in your face. Okay, sorry. It's more than that. Men know that when they are going to be entering into a relationship, this is responsibility and sacrifice. The ultimate thing that a man says without verbally saying it when he agrees to commit to you is, I'm willing to for you. That's the ultimate what that means. When he says you're mine, he's saying if it came down to it, ultimately I would for you. That's heavy, right? We were just in Miami, where the cruise came out of, and we met up with my coach, Derek. Shout out to Derek and his friend. And we were walking around the city, and Monte had to make sure he was like, oh, I want the girls to walk in the front because he wanted to be on alert. He wanted to make sure he could protect. Men have that in them, okay? So it's a huge responsibility for a man to be in a relationship. All right, so that was number 6. Did you guys like it? Show me some love if you did. Again, I'm staring at a camera in my office. I can't see your faces. I can't hear if you're, loving it or not. So I rely 100% on emojis or the little heart reactions or the little like buttons or tips. That means you really liked it. If you really liked it, we talk without money. Okay. But let me know if you liked it, if you enjoyed it. We are now opening. So I was going to say we're now opening the question queue, but since the queue is probably not going to work since I'm streaming it, you have 2 options. You can ask your question on Instagram because people are watching on Instagram and they're watching on YouTube. You can ask your question on Instagram and you're going to risk the comments floating up the comment river, which is why I usually use the queue because it holds it right there. Or you could take 2 seconds to switch over to YouTube. YouTube, it's easier for me to just pull the comments down and go in order. So if you want to ask your question, get it. The queue is the comments on YouTube right now. Okay. Thank you, Lynn. Chavis said, no lie, my wife will be, all caps, safe around me. I like that. Yes, King. Okay. So put your questions on YouTube. Just type in Chasing Yancy. I'll stall a little bit right now. Okay. Go to Chasing Yancy on YouTube. You're going to see the live stream pop up immediately. You should already be subscribed. But go over there and you could type out your question. And then I will answer questions. If y'all don't have any questions, then I'm going to go eat dinner. But if you do have questions, I'll stick around and answer them. Okay. Let me go ahead and end this little ticker here. Okay. There we go. So head over to YouTube. Perfect. She said switching over. And when you do get over to YouTube, say, hey, girl, I came over from Instagram. Let me know on YouTube. Say, hey, I came over from Instagram so that I know. So Instagram, you can keep watching if you want to watch. If you want to ask a question, though, I recommend going to YouTube. Okay. All right. So let me let those questions come in. All right, I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds and then we're going to start. Okay, we're back. Okay, guys. So I'm going to only stick around as long as there are dating questions. If there are not dating questions, this is where I'm going to close the live stream. I do want to have a reminder. Oh my God, that's dedication. Keisha said I had to create a channel to join. Oh my God. Thank you, Keisha, for doing that. That's awesome. Quick reminder, you guys, I have an 8-week coaching program. And it is something that I'm so passionate. I could cry right now. I'm so emotional right now. I have an 8-week coaching program. The reason why I'm so passionate about this is because I have experienced unhealthy relationships. I have experienced not having fun in dating because I didn't understand my power. And this is with a man having a dad who taught me. Okay. Thank you, Amanda. Amanda came over. I can't imagine what it's like for women who didn't have the daddy, not saying he wasn't there, but a daddy who gave you the cheat code, or even a mama who gave you the cheat code or somebody who giving you the cheat code. But it does also takes time to learn the self-love piece. So I'm so passionate about what I'm doing. I would do this for free if I could live off of, YouTube likes. But I love it so much. And I was doing it for so long in addition to my regular job, but I just got burned out doing both. But I'm so passionate about it. I did it for years for free. But I want women to understand your power. And when I say power, I don't mean power at men's expense. I mean understanding that you are like water and men are like fire. Water is crazy powerful and has nothing to do with fire. They are two different sources of energy. Water can power up a power plant. Water can destroy entire countries. It can cool the temperature down. Water is very powerful. So when I say power, I'm not talking about power like there's this one bottle of power, and if you take some of the power, men lose. I don't mean that. I'm not about gender wars. I'm not about battling it out. When women are tapped into their feminine and masculine is tapped into the masculine, it is the most beautiful dance you have ever seen. When you date from a feminine place where you are healed and full of love, men can't wait to be with you and they will show up consistently. And ladies, if you've never experienced the calmness that comes from a man who is a stable presence in your life, you are missing out. You are not wired to be anxious and stressed and over explaining yourself and begging for the basics. You are meant to show up radiant and childlike and joyful and feeling loved. You should be waking up saying, I could just pinch myself. I feel so loved. I don't have to worry about my man because, and telling your girlfriends, I've never felt like this. I never knew there was right? Like there's a real reason for that song. So I need you, if I'm describing something that you're like, that's possible to feel that way, then you need to at the very least, set up a call with me. The call is free. It's a free consultation. And I personally will give you what my course entails. I go over it in like 30 minutes. It's not a short thing because it's an investment. You're going to be spending 2 months with me. And I want to make sure that you're sure that what I'm going to give you, the transformation I give you, is a transformation that you want. Okay. So I don't just, sign up, I'll take whoever I can get. No, I've actually turned people away. I had somebody I said, I think you need to do therapy before you work with me. I'm a very ethical person. I want whoever goes through the program to actually need the transformation, because you're going to have a transformation, but I want it to be the transformation that you want, or that you're even ready to embark on this. Okay. I've had over 100 students as of my last group that just ended. Okay. And I would say out of all the surveys, the majority have chosen, you could choose, it's better than I expected, or it's about what I expected. I have had I have had the majority, I should actually run the numbers because I have the numbers, but it's in a spreadsheet. It's not done percentage-wise. The majority say it's even better than they expected. Okay, the overwhelming majority say it's better than they expected. So do yourself a favor. Okay, you can, I'll actually put it right here, and then I'm gonna get to the Q&A. But you could set up what's called a discovery call. It's just a free consultation. I just posted it here on YouTube. If you're on Instagram, you can just go to the link in my bio and hit the dating manual, and it'll show you how to schedule a discovery call. But set up a discovery call. Worst case scenario, you hang out with me for 30 minutes, and then you say it's not a good fit for me, or it's not the right time if I give you the dates. But I want every woman to go through this. And my vision, you guys, the legacy that I want this to spread. I want women to start learning this, teaching their friends, and then trickling down to their girls. their daughters, and women will start walking in their power. And guess what? When women start realizing that they want to stay at the top of the mountain, guess what it requires men to do? It requires men to rise. We hold so much power. So don't you ever complain about where the bar is anymore, because we are on either end of that sucker. Do you hear what I just said? Don't complain about how low the bar is when all my sisters are on the right side of that bar and the left side of the bar. I want us to pull it up. And guess what? The men are not going to suffer. The men are going to love it. They love it. Do you hear what I'm saying? This is why God's way is the best way, because everybody wins. I feel like you guys are not picking up what I'm putting down. I feel like I understand those preachers who are like, I am preaching. Like, y'all not hearing me. Y'all not hearing me. Y'all are spending $200 every 2 weeks on brunch. Use that and do a quick payment plan and be paid off and have it change your life. Thank you, Vanessa. She said hit the like. Are you hearing me? Okay, let me get into this Q&A. I want y'all. I can't force. I can lead the horse to water, but I can't force them to drink. I hope y'all sign up so you can get your fill, right? Get hydrated. Okay, so let's get into these questions. Okay, let me go back. So Chavis had the first one, and he said, oh, a lot of scroll. Okay. He said, what's the best memory? Oh, I forgot I could put it on here. What's the best memory that your man did for a date in the courting stage? Okay, this is so interesting because when we first got together, well, for my first visit, which turned into I never left. I never left for my first visit, my first date. I said, I don't want you to go all out and be all fancy. I just want to experience what a Tuesday is like, so I could see if I could do the rest of my life with you. Because if I have this false sense of like romance and whining and dining, that's not the real you every day. So I want to see a Tuesday. So we actually had a very low key start. I think we did like a karaoke date. That was a lot of fun. Man, I gotta think of the best date or the best memory for a date. I think the best ones are just when we're having fun. We recently did an anniversary date, and I was like, I used to be that foofy girl who was like all just 4-inch heels and decked out and all this stuff and full makeup. And now I just want to be comfortable. And it's probably my age too. I just turned 45 on the 28th. And I said for our anniversary, I want to eat something good and just, hang out with you. And so he asked to go bowling after, and we just had a blast. We were very competitive and being silly, and we ended up being challenged by someone in the next lane over. They were like, we put a little bet, which we won, and it was like who had a better score. But we really just have fun. We had a pool date that was really, really fun too. We do couples dates. And so I've got a couple, 2 girlfriends who live in my neighborhood, and they're in relationships now. And so when we get together, we have a blast. Y'all probably see in my stories. We'd be doing group cooking. It was like everyone come together and do a potluck, and all the women cook, or the guys will barbecue. We have so many. So those are my top ones. Sorry for my long answer. Okay. Next question. Oh, I do like that doing it on YouTube that you could put the question up. Okay. If the man is an introvert, shouldn't we help him a little to climb the mountain? Ooh, that's a good question. Oh, yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question because this is going to help a lot of people. Okay. So if he is an introvert, he's still going to do the things that he needs to do. Don't let shyness be a reason that you make an excuse for him. And this might sound harsh, like, oh my God. No, a man is naturally wired to do what he needs to do. It's so funny. We were on the cruise and they had this activity called Love and Marriage. And it was in the format of like the Newlywed Game, if you guys are old enough to remember that show. And there was this guy who looked painfully shy. So the 4 other people on the stage, no, there's 3 couples, 6 people. 5 of the people were reasonably extroverted. Okay, each one had one that was more introverted, extrovert. You could tell in the couple. One was like over the top extrovert. She probably would have like taken her clothes off and told her passcode if she could, but she was so extroverted. But there was this one guy who was on the opposite end. He looked introverted. He couldn't even look up from his clipboard, and every answer was like, yes, sir. I don't know, sir. He was whatever. But when they were telling their story, he stepped up and did what he needed to do. Now he took a little while to ask her out. It was a cute story. Um, he had a child, and they actually knew each other from high school. But he ended up coming across her when his daughter was in her class. She was a preschool teacher, so she was like, it took him a while, but now he knows. And at the very end, it was cute. He said, everyone give a kiss. They all kissed their person, and he grabbed her and dipped her and kissed her. So even the introverts know what to do, is what I'm saying. Men have this primal instinct in them. They just have to be motivated enough. So I would say focus on learning how to motivate a man, how to inspire him, which is why I made my course, teaching women how to inspire Mr. Right to commit, and the introvert will stand up. Okay. Great question. Okay. How do you attract marriage-minded men? So I have this take on the word attraction, because I look at attraction like flies on food, right? Flies will land on food, they'll land on feces, they don't discriminate. So I feel like men are attracted, period. What makes them stick around is different, okay? What makes them stick around is, like we said, these are men falling back. So the video is a great place to start. These are things that you could be doing, but you won't know that they're marriage minded until you start to vet. So I would make sure I don't give my time to men who are not marriage minded. So as women, we just attract, but we can't control exactly who is coming. We have more power in turning away. So that's why I said I would focus on being the most attractive to all men that are, qualified, because obviously you don't know who's married minded, but relationship minded. If you follow these steps to start, that will attract marriage minded men, but you will vet out the ones who are not. What happens is a lot of times people will keep entertaining men who are showing signs that they're not marriage minded, or they tell you straight up that they're not. Okay. So I wish I had a juicier answer, but that is the answer. Okay. All right. Keisha has a question. What do you think about reaching out first when in the dating stage, like before you are in a committed relationship with one another? Is waiting on the man to reach out first acceptable? Absolutely. I would never have it any other way. So he should be taking the lead. When we say a man should be leading, it literally means in everything. He should be the first to do everything, the first to tell his family about you, the first to introduce you to his friends, the first to say I love you, the first to ask you on a date, the first to call you, the first to, say I want to be in a relationship with you. He should be the first in everything. So absolutely, I think that you should not be reaching out first. You should reciprocate his energy. Reciprocate his energy. Do not initiate. Reciprocate versus initiate. Okay. I recently saw a post on a dating page about that, thing. Women should not call or text men first. They should wait for the man to reach out every time until they are in a relationship. Okay, now that's a different thing. That's saying every time. Reciprocate. I don't believe in never initiating. I'm talking about the first one. So a good rule of thumb would be like, let it be the majority. So he calls most of the time, but then every now and then you call him back. And I give you pretty, specific numbers in my course, and when to do those calls and all that. But every couple of calls, you call him. He texts most of the time, but every now and then you send a little spicy text. And I give you exact scripts of what you could say to give you inspiration on what you should say. But this is what men need to see to know he's barking up the right tree. If you give him nothing back and you only just answer calls and answer texts, he's going to think you're just being nice. Okay. This is what I'm telling you. We got to have time to get through all the nuances, because I try to cover what I can. It's already, oh my God, it has been an hour and a half. See, you guys, I just covered 6 points. Imagine what we can cover in 2 months. Okay. But there's a lot of nuance to it. Okay. Oh, I love this. Thank you, Candace. Candace says, I took the course last year. One of the best investments I made in myself. What's crazy is every time we finish, I add more to it. I get the feedback and see how I can improve. So it's even bumped up since then. Okay. And I'm thinking, ladies, about maybe making a community for all my graduates who have gone through. So you guys can all stay together, but we'll see what happens. By the way, if you guys want to set up what's called a discovery call, I'm covering my keyboard. This is the link to do so. This just lets you set up a free consultation with me just to see if the program is a good fit. I have tons and tons of people like Candace who have gone through, said it's a really good decision. They don't regret it. A lot of them, I can't guarantee a man, but a lot of them have relationships. Some of them are already engaged, and I have one who's already married because of this. Okay. According to them. All right. Let's see. Thank you, Vanessa, saying hit the like button. Miss Lynn saying you're preaching. Thank you. I'm just not catching up in the comments because I was looking for the questions. Okay. Happy early birthday, or actually it's belated. Thank you. You and my wife look younger. Oh, my 43-year-old tail. Chavis, oh, thank you so much. Have fun. Before you venture out with your mom, remember to, oh, they're going to hear it. Marvin, stop. Close the doors. I got to do it one time for you, Chavis.
Close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors.
If you guys watch my YouTube show, you know what's happening. If not, I'm sorry. You just have to watch it to be there. That was funny, Chavis. Thank you. And thank you so much for the badge. Thank you for this, or the super chat on YouTube. Sorry. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. And one for Lynette, because I wasn't ready earlier. Thank you, Lynette, for your $10. All right. Okay, let's see. Let me scroll through. I just want to make sure I was doing things right when it came to communication. Yes. You had it. Okay. All right. Thank you for the clarification. Absolutely. Okay. Looks like we reached the end of the convo. I could smell my dinner, y'all. I had no idea I was on here an hour and a half. I told you I'm being more generous in 2025. And as you can see, I kept my word. If you guys enjoyed it, please comment something below so I know you enjoyed it. If you are not following my page, following my YouTube channel, please subscribe now so you can get updates. I have an entire schedule of videos that I'm gonna be creating because I'd kind of fallen off of doing those videos. It's a lot, but I'm feeling really inspired. I have so many videos that I'm ready to do, and they're all lined up in my notes. So I'm gonna be just knocking them out. So you don't want to miss it. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to hang out and be silly, we're very silly on Thursday. I let the men talk, and so I have to put so many disclaimers like these comments do not reflect my page, but we do have fun on Thursdays, and we're chilly. We're chilly. We're silly. We're silly. He said, enjoy your dinner and stay laid back like Ron's hairline. I love that. All right, guys. So this is where I tap out. Sign up. Schedule your consultation. Schedule your consultation. I already have 2 women who are signed up for the June class. I have 4 people signed up for this weekend for a consultation. So seats are limited and they are going quickly. So please sign up if you're interested. Okay. Instagram, you go to my link in my bio and click on the dating manual, and then you'll see where you can set up a discovery call. And here on YouTube, if you are watching the replay, you could check the description for the course information, the course discovery call link. Okay. All right, guys, have a beautiful evening, and I will talk to you soon.